Bill and Betty Joe. Betty Joe and Bill on their wedding day. At Bill and Betty Joe's wedding, this is the reception line. And over here, Sam and Bobby Abbott, Betty Joe's mother and father. And down in front of Sam is Sandy. She was pretty little then. Of course, as you see, Bobby, Sam, Bobby and Sam, then came Helen and I. Helen would have had, and back further is my Uncle Joe Gallagher and my Aunt Margaret Tierney. They were at the wedding. And I believe the black thing, and the one in the black right there, I think is Al Boardman. But this is the reception line, part of it. Bill and Betty Joe's wedding. After Bill and Betty Joe got married, Bill was stationed in Natick, Massachusetts. And when he finished his 3 years, they moved out onto Kite Road. And Bill and Betty Joe put Bill back through and completed college. And he graduated from St. John Fisher in 1972. In September of 72, he got a job teaching in Soda Central School, teaching social studies. This is the picture of Bill and I. This is at Bill's graduation at St. John Fisher's College. Of course, I congratulate him because it didn't cost me any money to send him through the last few years. And Betty Joe at Bill's graduation at St. John Fisher's College in 1972. Fishing from left to right, myself, Grandma Fish, Bill, and Betty Joe. Also at graduation of St. John Fisher, Bill and his mother. Bill and Helen. The place Bill and Betty Joe lived was out here where Sam and Bobby originally lived, on Kite Road. Almost on the corner of Kite and Route 96, on the south side of Kite Road, really almost across from Records. This is their first home. Well, in this picture here, off to the left is Jimmy Ettinger. And that's Beth and Christopher with him. Jimmy was born in April 12th of 1973. On the 10th of February in 1976, Katie Ettinger was born. This is a picture of Katie and Betty Joe. Katie Ettinger. This is while they were living out on Kite Road. Now, as we progressed along, this is Bill and Betty Joe here. Bill went into politics. And the first time, in 1971 or 2, he ran against Cap Walker for councilman and was defeated. Now, 2 years later, in 1973, he ran again. This time he defeated Cap Walker. And he stayed as councilman until 1976. In 1976, the supervisor Ray Wallers died, and there was an opening for a year for his job. And his wife wanted it very badly, so Bill ran against the widow, and the widow defeated him. After taking it to caucus at the time, when they were trying to make a decision on who to run. In the background is myself, then comes Jay, and in front of Jay is Ray Walters. And of course, who would be sitting next to Ray Walters but Helen? Then came her mother, then came Mel, and I almost think Betty Joe's way over on the end. This is Canandaigua, New York, the Daily Messenger, April 26th, 1976. This is taken down in the town hall. These pictures, you can pick out people as you go along. This is a newspaper clipping, so I'm just trying to slowly move it along to show who was at the meeting. Table, well, of course, the clerk, Dottie B. Mint, and George Baruti, and Whitey Williams, and Bill. He was councilman then. And then Harry Reels from Clifton Springs. This was the start. See, as it says, everyone present at Friday night's special meeting, Manchester Town Board meeting, had a chance to speak out about the appointment of a town supervisor. And that's what the meeting was for. And as you see, two powers to be are sitting there. All good politicians, every Memorial Day, we marched in a parade. Of course, being a Vietnam vet, this is the typical honor guard, the American Legion, and Memorial Day parades. And Bill always managed to be in line. Betty Joe and her godparents at this time. And as Bill kept running for office, in 1981, he ran for supervisor against Ray Walters, and he soundly defeated her. And since '81, he has been supervisor till this day. Now in 1986, he ran against Frank Tolomi Jr. for the New York State Assembly. And he lost to Frank. Since then, he has been sitting, waiting, I think, to run again. He has defeated a number of opponents that they put up against him, like Bill Dean. But he always managed to hold his own. He's a good talker, and he does a good job. Now, in 1977, Bill and I built this house out on Hackett Road on the corner of the farm, just down off of 96, and they moved in. This was to be their permanent home, and we built in 1977. Their picture now with a macadam drive, and this is their home out on Hackett Road next to his brother Paul. This one up. This is a picture of Katie Ettinger. And of course, last Monday she was 16 years old. Quite a girl. Katie Ettinger. And taken in 1990. Betty Jo, Katie, Bill behind Katie, and Jimmy. And of course the Christmas tree and his Christmas trine. That's the Ettinger family. Betty Jo, Katie, Bill, and Jim. Another picture of the four of them taken at the same time. Of the gray-haired supervisor taken in 1990. He's probably pulling for the Giants that afternoon. Of the three Ettingers, of course Bill, Lynn, and Paul. Paul back when Paul had whiskers. He had a beard. That's the three Ettingers. That's back, probably in 85 or 86. Taken for a tree planting ceremony for Helen down across from the Village Hall in Manchester. It was a dedication for, she was on the tree commission. Of course, left to right is Lynn, Bill, myself, and Paul. Myself and the three Ettinger children. You notice this is later because Paul hasn't got a beard. To show you how questionable politicians can get to be. Now, I don't know if he runs for assembly and they get a hold of this picture, I think he's going to be in trouble. We have a little scandal going here. I don't know. I don't know how this one would turn out. This is what happens to all politicians as they get older. I've missed a lot of pictures, but I've skimmed through. I've decided I better add one of the whole family in. I've misspoke some names in some of these photos, and I have goofed up on things, and that that goes with my age. But this is one taken in 1980 at Christmas time, and of course from the left to the right is myself, Helen, Bill, Lynn, and Paul. You know it had to be 1980 because Bill had dark hair. So is Paul. Of course, I still have. But this is the whole Ettinger family in 1980. I probably missed a lot of things. There's things I could have added, but this is just to give you a rough estimate of Bill growing up.